Hi, this is Anne with Graphic Design How To, and today I'm going to show you how to open your own digital download shop on Etsy. And before you get started, there are a few things that you'll need so that this process will be really easy. First, you'll need a free Etsy account, and I'll show you how to open one here in a second. As of right now, in 2023, you'd have to pay 20 cents every time you add a new listing to your Etsy shop. But if you use my link, which will be in the description below, you will get 40 free listings, and this is only if you've never had a shop before. And I also will get 40 free listings, so it's sort of a win-win situation. Second, you'll need a unique shop name, and this should, hopefully be easy to spell and pronounce, just so that if someone wants to tell somebody else about your Etsy shop, they won't have to really try hard to remember. Now, a lot of times the name you pick will already be taken, but you can just add something like shop or store or creations to the end, and that will help it be a little more unique. Third, you should have a digital download product ready to sell with pictures, the actual files themselves ready to upload. This could be a printable PDF. There are a lot of different types of files that you can sell on Etsy. And if you don't know what to sell, I actually have another video with 11 things that you could possibly sell on Etsy as digital downloads. And that'll be right up here at the top of your screen. And then finally, you'll need your bank account details because if you do sell something, Etsy needs to know where to send the money to pay you. All right, so let's head over to Etsy and get started. First, we'll create your Etsy account. So you'll want to click on my referral link if you haven't had an Etsy shop before so you can get your 40 free listings. And if you already have a shop, you can find a link in the description to skip to the section where we'll discuss selling digital downloads. Okay, so to set up your shop, come out here to Etsy.com and then scroll all the way to the bottom of the page. Go to Sell and then Sell on Etsy right here. Next, click Get Started. You'll want to put in your email address. We'll say Continue, and then you'll want to go ahead and create your account. So you'll put your first name in there and then make a good password. Then click Register. Now you'll get to this screen and you can just click Let's Do This. Okay, now just choose whichever one makes the most sense for you, or you can also skip this. We're going to go on down and just skip the question and then start your shop. Now you'll want to go through and fill out everything truthfully, of course. We'll save and continue. And here's where we'll enter our shop name. Then we'll save and continue. Now we're at the point where we can create a listing. The design I want to sell is this. This is going to be wall art. I'm just going to add one photo in here, but it's best to use up all 10 slots. Not all of them have to be photos of the thing you're going to sell. You can also put stuff like, oh, this is a digital download, maybe the process for downloading it and things like that. Once it's in there, you'll want to click Adjust Thumbnail. And this is probably pretty good, so we'll save. There are also some tips over here on the left that you'll definitely want to read through. Pictures are everything on Etsy, so you want to make sure they're beautiful and appealing to your customers. If you have a video, you can upload it here. That's definitely optional. I usually don't put videos with my designs. Okay, now we can add the listing title. You get 140 characters. I'll paste in this title I already made. And yeah, we'll just get rid of this part. Okay, next we'll go to Who Made It? I did. And by the way, I did not make this. I got it from Vecteezy. So if you're going to sell on Etsy, you really need to make everything yourself because you will get shut down for using copyrighted materials and things like that. And Vecteezy does not allow you to sell their things, of course, but this is just for the tutorial. So I'm going to say I made it. We'll just assume that I made that. I think of this as a supplier tool to make things because they still have to print it, they have to frame it and all of that stuff. So they're not getting the finished product. And then when did I make it? We'll say 2023. The category I would say is wall art in digital prints. And we have some options here. So just try to choose something that makes sense for your design. I'm going to put it in digital prints. The primary color I'm going to say is red, maybe even like a rose gold. Yeah, we'll go with rose gold. Secondary color is yellow, kind of. For the width and height, we're going to offer multiple options. So they can do like a 4 by 5, they can do an 8 by 10. So I'll choose offer multiple options. And we'll do the same here. The orientation is vertical and it will be unframed because it's digital. And then the home style would be, we'll say Art Nouveau. For the occasion, I'm probably just going to leave this blank. None of these really make sense. And same for holiday. Now, depending on what you chose in the category here, you'll have different questions to answer here. But for a room, I would say either a bedroom or probably the living room for this print. And then the subject is abstract and geometric, and maybe landscape and scenery. Now, for the renewal options, normally when you list this, if you weren't able to get the 40 free listings, you have to pay 20 cents just to list it. And then there are other fees if you sell it. So just listing it is 20 cents and it lasts for 4 months. That's kind of what it's saying here. And this automatic renewal is saying, hey, after the 4 months, can we automatically charge you to relist this on our site at 20 cents? You might not want to do that. So if you don't, just put manual and then it'll expire and you'll need to go in and relist it if you want to do so. And then it'll cost you 20 cents at that point. They'll get 20 cents either way, unless you just don't ever renew it. So the type is digital. They will not be getting a physical product. Okay, let's enter the description. I'm just going to paste a description I already wrote, and you can kind of pause this to take a look at everything here. This is really similar to the descriptions of the items that I sell. I think it's a good kind of base description. So we say a little bit about how awesome your living room will look with our abstract set of 3 prints. Also, right away, I try to tell them this is a digital product. You're not going to be getting something in the mail from us. Once you pay, you'll have instant access. And then here are the files that you will receive. You'll receive one zip file containing 9 high-resolution PDF files at 300 dpi. And then the file sizes are listed here. So this will actually be 9 files, 3 4 by 5s, 3 8 by 10s, and 3 12 by 15s. I want to give them some ideas on how to print this. They have several options, and here they are. So that's pretty much it for the description. For production partners, this is only necessary if you have somebody helping you make your designs. If you think you might have a production partner, just click this little underline area and it'll tell you all about what that's all about. Okay, for the section, sections are like categories. So let's say you wanted to sell a bunch of wall art and you wanted to categorize it by color. So you could put your first section is terracotta or something like that. Since we only have one right now, I'm not going to do this. You can always add it later. For tags, you want to think of how people will search for what you're providing. So I'm thinking they'll search for wall art, maybe boho, living room, digital download, maybe terracotta, red, yellow. Anything you can think of that you think that someone might search for, and hopefully they'll find your product. Okay, so we'll say add, and now we have 6 left. You'll probably want to fill out all 13 if you can think of ways to do that. For materials, you can put what file types. So you can put PDF, Adobe Illustrator, if you used Adobe Illustrator to make it, Procreate if you use that, or Photoshop, for example. And then you can go ahead and fill out the rest of those. For pricing, you might want to go out on Etsy and see what everyone else is doing. I think it's a good idea to match the marketplace. Something like this might go for $4.25, for example. Now for quantity, I always like to put this really high. So if it catches on and people are buying it all the time, it doesn't sell out. So we'll put 1,000 here. Oh, apparently I cannot put 1,000. I can only put 999, so I'll do that. And then SKU, a SKU is just a number that you can assign to your design that can help you kind of keep track of it. And usually people use a spreadsheet to do that. You definitely don't have to have this, so don't worry about it too much unless you have just a huge inventory. Now you can also add variations. Now when I'm selling something like this, I include all variations, so it's not like they have to choose one. They're going to get them all. And so we need to go back up to the width and height section. Just kind of pick the most common width and height of our design. Maybe 12 by 15 is something that people would want the most. And so now we don't have to add a variation. I generally don't with digital files, so I'm just going to dismiss this. And then personalization, I don't have this on because I don't offer custom listings. This would be something like if the customer wanted to add a name on each design. So they would tell you what names they want. Okay, now if you're seeing the shipping section, you really shouldn't be seeing that. Sometimes Etsy has a little glitch where it'll show this, but you just need to go back up here and click physical and then digital again, and it should get rid of that. And so now it's gone. Okay, so now we have digital files, and I'm going to upload my file. I'm going to upload my wallart.zip. This one has the 9 files, and we'll open that. It'll take a minute to upload that. Down here is returns and exchanges, and digital items generally are not eligible for returns. And that's because when people download them, they'll have them on their computer, so they can't really return that to you. It's a digital file. Now you can give a refund if there's something that they hate about it, you know, that they didn't expect, something was wrong with it, and that kind of thing. You can still give refunds if you want to. Next, we'll save and continue. Okay, so that's it. Our first listing is up on Etsy. Okay, so we can either add more listings or say do this later. And I'll say do this later. Now you'll need to enter all the information about getting paid on Etsy. So you need to tell them where your bank is, and definitely be truthful on all this. There's really no reason not to. You're going to tell them, you know, what type of seller you are, a little about you. And this is all legal information, you know. Just fill it out. They need to know your date of birth, your first name, last name, your address, and that kind of thing. And once you have all of that filled out, you'll also set up billing, and it's the same process. They'll just ask you a bunch of questions, ask for your bank account and all that. So I'm going to just put some information in here so we can get to the next step. And then I'll save and continue. Then you'll need to connect your bank via Plaid. And so you'll just have to go through all the steps of that. And it's actually not letting me get past this point because I did not enter real information in there. But the rest of it is very similar to what you've just completed. It kind of walks you through the process. You can set up your billing and then set up your shop security. So that's it. It's that easy to start an Etsy shop. Now I also have a video all about Etsy fees, and you can see that right at the top of your screen or in the description below. All right, that's it. So now your digital download shop on Etsy is ready to go. Now you can go ahead and customize the other parts of Etsy, like your profile image and your banner image and those kinds of things. But for right now, you at least have one listing done. All right, I hope this video is helpful for you. If you liked it and you want to see other videos like this, just click on the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, and I'll see you next week with another graphic design video. Thank you.